And there we go. We are rolling. Hello, everybody. Absolutely fantastic to see you all. Hope you're all doing absolutely fantastic. Staying safe out there during these very, very crazy times. So, on today's video, we are going to be checking out a band called Hard Reset. And we're going to be checking out their reasonably new song. It was released about 2 weeks ago called Virtue Signal. So, as always, I like to do quite a lot of research on bands before I check them. out. I can't find this. Ah, yes, there we go. So I like to do quite a lot of research on bands before I check out their newest stuff, just to make sure I'm gonna like them. Blah 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 blah. Doesn't matter. I had a really really good time researching this band. I've done a little bit of it. I would say about 50. I've done quite a lot this morning. I listened to their very first EP, Mount Crushmore, which was released in 2018. I listened to that. I really fucking liked that, which I'll get into in a moment. They've got a bunch of singles that I didn't listen to because I didn't have the time. And I listened to a song, I think their most popular song, which has got about 30,000 views, I think, which is awesome, called Terminate.exe. That's what I've listened to so far. These guys are, there's a definite paleface appeal. A lot of, but I would say kind of more driven and more kind of like two-step style hardcore, and there's like, like gang vocals, and the guitars don't sound too down-tuned and stuff, so it's a little bit different from paleface, but it's definitely still hardcore with some death metal, deathcore, kind of more extreme metal parts to it. It's really, really good, and now we're going to come to a probably what I would definitely call a darker section of this video. If you're not interested in, maybe you're not in the best moods, we're right in the middle of COVID and stuff, but if you're not interested, then just skip forward and you'll see the thing there, and then you can just watch the thing, watch it from there. But there's a theme of, so parental warning, I guess, before we start. So there is a prominent theme of suicide within the music here. The very first track on Mount Crushmore, which is aptly named "No, don't do that," which is called "Goodbye," which is how they start the album, and it sounds like someone just recording a suicide note, or writing a suicide note, or narrating what they're writing on a suicide note, and so on and so forth. Pretty dark, and there's also a strong theme. I mean, it's about as raw and visceral as it gets when talking about suicide, and I guess therefore an extension of that being mental health. But it sounds like a very, very young kid, little girl, saying that her brother shot himself in the face. Sounds like she's on the phone to the police. So it's as dark, but as raw as it gets. And that's actually the way I like to talk about this stuff, because it's real life, and it's obviously, it's obviously very dark, and but people are affected. People are massively affected by it. It's very, very important to talk about, and I prefer it when people actually just express it in a way that doesn't. There's no bullshit attached to it. It's just exactly what it is. It hits hard because it's a difficult subject to talk about. One more thing I'll say as well is that given the nature of suicide and how common it is. Especially with young people, young men. I'm just gonna say that. There's a very good chance that this the inspiration or the cause or the whatever, the spark that made this band focus on suicide in some way was probably because they were affected by it in some way. Either someone very close to them, or someone very close to someone else, or an acquaintance or something. They're very, very likely affected by it. So let me get set up so I can keep these two things separate. I'm not trying to imply that people like what I'm saying is so shocking that you shouldn't hear it or anything like that. But it's difficult times. You might just want to hear some opinions on music. You know what I mean? So I've got to be accommodating to that. But yeah, I like that. I like that fact about these guys, and it also a lot of that wouldn't count for as much if the music wasn't really good, because it's a serious subject, but it's expressed and talked about via really, really heavy hardcore. So it would suck if the music wasn't really sucked. Not the case at all with these guys. I'll get more into that after we've heard their brand new track, Virtue Signal. So with all that being said, so this sorry, just trying to make the black box as obvious as possible, so that this is the part where people skip to if they don't want to hear about so on and so forth. So black box, there we go. This is so confusing. Black box. Let's go. Alright, let's see what you got, boys. Hard Reset, Virtue Signal, let's go. No. Hard Reset, Virtue Signal. Let's go. You can imagine these guys opening up for Knocked Loose, just, or Filth, no problems.
I don't care about your social status. I just want your social destruction. We get it. You love the attention. When you go to sleep, don't wake up. You can see that digital world is a breeding ground for bullshit.
The bass. The bass sounds like it's being played with like a fifth, like a quarter or something. It's so dirty.
Social destruction!
The dissonance straight into pinch harmonics.
Your selfishness is a plague. Your way of life is a plague. I hope your vanity ruins you. You piece of shit, go fuck yourself.
It's so angry. It's so angry. My beard is growing just listening to this song.
I'll smile as you swallow in dirt. I'll smile as you leave the earth.
Give me.
No, I will not give you anything. Jesus. Holy shit. Okay. Hard reset. Virtue signal. So, I cannot tell you how happy I am that that song didn't suck. Because I really, really, really hoped that it was going to be good. I wanted it to be better than good. I wanted it to be very, very great. And I think it was maybe just slightly better than that. I think it was very, 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 very great. Yeah, I'm so happy that that absolutely slapped. Yeah, hard reset, ladies and gentlemen. Where do I begin? So first of all, if you're familiar with this channel or any of my opinions on anything, you know that I really, really, really like a good, filthy bass tone that looks like it's played with, that sounds like the strings are being, like, scraped. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're not plucked like in, like, technical death metal and stuff like that. They've not got that like type thing. It's like there's really scratchy quality to the 17.5 string bass or whatever. I really, really like that. Really, really like that shit. It's kind of different from the spongy or the kind of metallic-y sounding. I don't even know, not Metallica, but blah blah. I digress. As far as I can tell, the vocals have got there was some parts on their Mount Crushmore, I think. For some homework for you guys to do, I would strongly recommend Off Mount Crushmore. Just listen to the album. Like, it's so good, so impressive for the, you know. Listen to Hang the Messiah and Mount Crushmore. You'll hear bits in there that actually just it sounds kind of like almost slammy and very beatdown-esque as well, like kind of sort of slammy, sort of beatdown, and you guys know what I'm talking about, the type stuff. There's also some deathcore, like early to late 2000s kind of deathcore breakdowns, where it's like the time, it feels like half an hour sometimes before the other kind of the other impact. And there's also some vocals that just wouldn't sound out of place on a standard deathcore album, some really, really nice gutturals and stuff like that. So they seem to be getting away from that as they progress, which is totally cool. It's totally cool. It's a lot more Knocked Loose-esque, a lot more kind of yelped or shouted or shrieked or whatever you want to call it, which is really, really good. I like it. They've got some definite grooves going on with them as well. Some stuff that sounds very rocky, almost like very, very chuggy. The breakdowns are awesome. The production on it is really, really good. Down to the music video, down to how it's shot, down to the how it's mixed, how the individual instruments sound, and that's been a thing with these guys right from the very first release, Mount Crushmore 2018. I don't have the specific date. It sounded fucking incredible. I think I actually preferred the production value on that EP than I do on the recent stuff. Not to say that the recent stuff isn't good, but I think the best production value they had was on that 2018 release. I really, really believe that. It just sounds so good. Yeah, I fucking love these guys. I'm so impressed. Really, really, really awesome, awesome stuff. Yeah, very impressed. Incredibly, incredibly impressed. So this video has gone quite long. So because there was quite a lot to talk about. So as usual, thank you. And as usual, links to the band's social medias and Spotify's and Apple's and all that type of shit will all be down below. Go and click on everything. Support the band in any way you can. You guys know what to do at this point. Comment for the algorithm or whatever. Leave a comment, even if it's just like, a bunch of thumbs up. I do that quite a lot, Like the video, share it, so on and so forth. Yeah, please do all of that. Thank you very much for joining me once again. Love you all very, very much. Stay safe out there. One more time, Hard Reset, their brand new song, Virtue Signal. Go check that shit out. It absolutely slaps. Thank you once again, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.